So everybody, thanks for joining me. My name is Vincent Meza, and we're with Listings to Leads. And you may not know this, but Zan has been working with us for quite a while as an agent in an agent account in our platform. And agents are always welcome. We've got people all over the country signing up all the time. But we've been around for about 11 years. Our focus is creating tools for agents, whether they have listings or whether they don't have listings. And we've got tools that'll help you get both buyers and sellers. So we've got an hour here. I am recording this. I definitely want to start the call on just what are the resources, because you can probably imagine I'm going to be running about 150 miles an hour here for an hour, and you're going to forget most of what I say. So I want you to know where are things for you, so that when you finally get slowed down and you look at this, you're going to figure out what's going on. So before you log in, now I'm going to turn this account on when we get off this call. So you're all going to get notified of, like, here's your login codes. When you get that, don't go over here and start a trial. Do not start a trial. You actually have your own account, and you can use this button up here that says My Account. Now, I'm not going to log in just yet because I want to show you a couple things before we do that. But you'll take your ID and password and you'll log in there. So let's go back. Sorry, I got things floating around all over here. Let's go back. I wanted to kind of start off again high level, and where are the resources for you, right? If we do have tools for you, if you don't have listings, if we have tools for you, if you do have listings, where are they and how can I learn how to use them? Now, if you scroll down our website, you'll see a lot of things that we do. Most of these tools are all created automatically. They are all designed to capture leads. And you got to kind of figure out which ones of those do I want to use, what fit into my business, and what, and kind of move on from there. So let's see here. I'm actually going to take us all the way down to the bottom. I'm not going to show us all those. But I'm actually going to point out that at the bottom is a blog. And normally, I don't really even like to talk about blogs. We do it for SEO and we write articles and stuff like that. But there's so much exciting stuff going on in the system right now that we've added to our platform. And I'm going to show it to you. But if you want to look at it, you're going to be able to learn about it here. So there are two major things that we're going to talk about. A new Facebook ad generator that is inside of our platform that makes an ad in 3 clicks. And the leads come with phone numbers. That's number one. Whether you want buyers or seller leads, I'm going to show you how to run all kinds of ads in like 30 seconds. It's like click, 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 done. So there are multiple calls here about that, right? The other thing, which is always very exciting to our clients, is what tools do we have to get listings? And this one here, 3 new listings in one building, 4 to 5 more coming. That's really points to one of our tools. And for some reason, I can't get to the next blog. Oh, there it is. That's weird. This here, 490 leads, in 26 days with phone numbers. That's a Facebook ad generator. But this one right here is really what I want you to really understand. That's if you want more listings. That we have a number of tools that capture listings. I'm going to show you where to learn about this. But this is called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. I'm going to show you where it sits. And I would definitely recommend that you figure out how to use that if you want more listings. So if we keep scrolling down, and we get to page 3 of this blog, there is a blog post somewhere. This is top 7 seller lead gen tools, but this one right here is something that I want all of you to hold on to. And I'm going to see if I can send it to you right now. And I'll explain to you why I'm going to give it.
Vincent?
Yeah.
Can I just interrupt to make sure this is being recorded?
It is, Zam. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Great.
Yeah. So, here's this big platform. For most people, it's overwhelming really quickly, but I want you to understand how to learn about it, right? And I'll tell you why and why I think it's important in just a second. But first of all, these calls here, how to market listings, whether they're your listings or borrowed, with listings to leads, right? How to run ads in 3 steps. These are the things I was mentioning in the earlier blog post. But this call is very important right here. The top 7 seller lead gen tools. We have a lot of tools that generate seller leads. We have ranked these tools on this call, not on how many addresses you capture and emails, but how fast those leads turn into listing contracts. So again, if you're interested in more listings, you probably want to watch that. Okay. Now, we are recording this. I am going to give this to you, but as I showed you just now, you can actually scroll down to the bottom of the page of our website and get it. I really like this call here to free and cheap lead generation, because there's some really not obvious ways to work with social media and other ways so that you can get leads. And I think it's a little more innovative. I really like that call. It was interesting that when we did that. So let me see if I can copy this, and if I can find the chat panel somewhere. Here we go. So I'm going to drop this in on the GoToMeeting chat panel and send it to you, all of you. You might have a little pop-up. I would recommend that you open that up and that you just save that, right? And Zan, when I send you the recording of this call, I'm going to send you this link anyway, so you can share this with everybody, and they'll have it all in one place. These top 3 are really important. And if you're somebody without listings, there's a lot of tools here to help you. And so these top ones are just invaluable. So I'm going to get this out of here. So that blog list is important. The blog is important. What else is there to help you learn about listings to leads? And this is, I think, a really great resource. It's our private mastermind group. It's on Facebook. And if you're not in the group, you can't find the group. It's just kind of weird that way. But we can invite you in, or you can use our support team and get invited in. I'm going to go look real quick. Zan, do you know if you're in here?
I'm not a big Facebook person, so it's not likely, but I don't recall.
Well, you are, oddly enough.
Oh,
yeah. So Zan, I'm going to do something right here, and this is why this will easily get you in. And I'll put it this way: since you're not in there a lot, we'll make it really easy. Because, like I said, it's a private group, and you can't find it on Facebook. Zan is part of it. The easiest way is to connect with me on Facebook. Just send me a friend request. My name is Vincent Meza. I'm in Lafayette, California, VP of Sales here at Listings. When I get that, I'm going to look at who you are and see that you're a client, and I'm going to drop you in that group in like 60 seconds. Otherwise, there's a support page inside your account. You can ask support, and they'll help you there too. But that's kind of the easy way. And here's why you want to be in this group. It's where our clients who are using this are talking about what's going on, right? Like what they're doing, how they're using it. And they come in kind of all the time and say, hey, I've got, well, somebody said, is the site down, which it's not down. But there's just a lot of great information. And here's somebody saying, hey, I got $25 million leads for $13.50, right? And that was yesterday, right? And so there's just, this is where our clients are saying, this is what I'm doing, this is what's working, and this is what's not working. And this is also where Scott and I share what's coming down the pipe technology-wise. Here's runs a successful sold ad on Facebook, getting in leads. What's the best way to respond, right? And then there's me. I record a lot of our training calls. We do have live training inside the account. When you log in, we do it twice a week, and they're about an hour long. And we're going to cover some of what I talk about in those calls. There's a lot of great information in this mastermind group, so I definitely want to make sure you do it. So that's like the nature of just what's going to help you, right? Get your arms around listings to leads, and I think the reason why I want you to think about this is, we've been doing this for 11 years. And when we first started, the reason we succeeded, we actually started in the last financial meltdown when the mortgage crisis hit. And we had one tool. We had one, click this button and get your listing to Craigslist. Now, you guys don't really have Craigslist. You may have heard of it. But it was kind of a hotbed for lead generation. And we were very successful in getting our clients leads, and they were growing their business and all this and that. But we knew Craigslist would change, and we took what we were learning there and applied it to all kinds of tools that agents want to use. And that's what we've been doing, and we just keep growing our technology to make more tools for you to use to get buyers and sellers. And what I'm showing you here is an email of one of our clients who came in about this time last year to do a call with us, and this kind of blew me away. He did a call. We could see from the Mastermind group that he was doing really well with our platform, and we asked him to get on a call and talk to us about what he's doing. So this is what he said. These are the highlights. If you can't see it. He was a rookie agent. He was in his office for 2 years. I got their office online, so all their agents started using it. And in 2.5 years, he went from 5 million in production to 20 million in production. And he told us that 80% of his business is coming from our tools. And then he said that he does 2 hours of work every week on listings. And that's how he went from 5 to 20. And the point of that is, if you know, the difference from Dustin and you is Dustin knows what to do with our system, right? He knows what tools to use. He doesn't use all of them. He actually says right here, these are the top 3 things I do. And that's where I want you guys to get. I would love for you to double your business, to triple your business, right? And that's the point of the blog post I just sent you. That's why I think you need to be in the Mastermind group, get on our live training calls. And I think it's not, we designed this for realtors. And if there's one chorus that I hear in 11 years, it's from agents saying, I'm not very tech savvy, right? Now I know from talking to Zan, he's very tech savvy, but in general, we have to build this for realtors, and they, you know, are distracted, they're busy, and they're not very tech savvy. That's kind of the story. So we make it fairly simple. So let's talk about what you need to do. Again, when we finish this call, I'm going to turn on this account, and you're going to get an email saying that you have an account and that you can log in. Okay. So I want to remind you, because I know some of you got in a little bit late. When you get that, you're going to go to listingstoleads.com, and you're going to go to the button on the top right and use those login codes there. You're not going to create a free trial. You don't need to have a credit card in here or anything like that. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. And then go to your profile. Now your profile is down here on the bottom left, and it will look something like this. It's going to have, you know, your photo, your name, the stuff that you would imagine. If you want to add more email addresses, like maybe you want your leads to go somewhere, or maybe you have an assistant, you can add those things there and say, I want my leads or my tools to go there, right? If you want to connect your social media accounts, just to have like little buttons like follow me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram, you can add those in this section here. But what I really want you to understand is this page right here, which is auto posting. And this is where you connect. Notice it says connect to Facebook. You click that in your own account, and it'll take you to Facebook and say continue as you, and just say yes. And then the second step will be, great, what business page do you want to reflect? And this allows, and then connect to Twitter and connect to LinkedIn. Even if you don't use those, I'm going to show you why in a few minutes. The way we do automated posting, we auto embed hashtags, and we auto embed landing pages behind the post, so that more people see your post. Even if you got 3 friends on Twitter or you never log into LinkedIn, more people are going to see it, and as they click on it, they're going to be able to be captured as leads. So what I'm stressing is go to your profile, make sure you got the right contact information in here, and go to auto posting and set up and connect your social media auto posting. Okay, and that's kind of like what you need to do there, right? We've got your branding, which should flow in from the office logos and stuff like that. So that should work out okay, right? So you want to set that up, and then we'll talk about now what are the top things that you want to do. And what you're looking at here, it's going to be kind of a close look. It's going to look a lot like this. But it's not going to, I'm going to actually turn this on so that we're creating virtual tours and auto uploading them to YouTube for you. So when your listings hit, we're actually going to create a virtual tour and toss it up to YouTube, right? We're going to put it on our channel. If you want to connect your channel, we will also put your own virtual tours on your YouTube page. If you use Gmail, you have a YouTube page. So if that's interesting to you, you can certainly do that. All right. So I'm going to go look for Zan, and I'm going to show you his account just to show you some tools. So now what I want to talk about is what do you do? How do you actually market listings with this, right? Let's just look at some high-level tools of what you should be using, basically, right? So let's give it a second to pull up. I'll have a sip of coffee. Wow. I got to tell you on a personal note, I got hit with allergies yesterday so hard that I thought I had COVID. I feel so much better today. I mean, it's not funny.
Because I had a recurrence last night, so I still have to wear the mask, and my daughter's just coming through the door, so sorry to join late, but I still have to follow the restricted protocols.
Oh my God, yeah. I live alone here. My dog might get it, but I don't think I have. I think I feel a lot better today. So let's see. So let's talk about what happens. Okay, so first of all, you're going to have to get your listings in. Zan has actually done something incredible and helped us get an agreement with CREA. And in the future, we're going to be able to auto sweep your listings in. Today, we can't. And I don't have a timeline yet on when we're going to do that. But that is going to be here. And your listings, as you put in the MLS, will auto drop into this account. So these are the things I want you to make sure you are using, okay?
Can I ask you a question about exclusive listings before it gets uploaded to the MLS? Can we do anything with those?
Yeah, you can actually go to your listings page and add the listing manually.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Let me just interject. Most of us who are using the system, Peter, we do that anyway because nearly every single situation we have a coming soon. And I for my listing presentation. This is my listing presentation. So consequently, we've already entered the stuff. So the CREA thing is nice to have, maybe for multiple listings, but it's probably too late for us. Because from our marketing point of view, we're entering that in just before we're going to make the presentation. And then we're putting it in as we go.
Right. Okay. Thanks for the clarity. Thank you.
And so what we're looking at here is a marketing checklist. And as Zan is saying, he's physically adding it in to market it as coming soon. Or this is literally a list. A lot of agents take this on their own computer and say, let me show you the kinds of tools that I create. And so you can certainly go through a lot of these. I'm going to check the most important ones that I do think you should be using. And I'm going to show you why. When I check the box here, I don't know if you noticed a little calendar date happened over here. That calendar date, that's all that does. It just puts a calendar. It doesn't physically do anything. So let's click this. And this is a tool that we have auto-generated called a listing landing page. This is a great tool to show a prospective seller, right? It looks awesome. You can also convey that if somebody clicks that blue button, I, your agent, am going to have their name and email and be able to follow up with that, right? So it's a really great marketing tool. Now, we create this automatically and we email it to you. We email you a link. So you can open this up from your smartphone or your iPad or your computer, and you can share it just like this. There's a share on Facebook. And you share that, and we'll kind of wait as it goes over there. And you can see it's got its own kind of look. We'll give it a second. And that's cool, right? You just need to type something smart there, right? And then post it. The only thing about that, though, is that you have to do it. And you might feel like that's not really your forte. And one thing that Zan is using that I recommend all of you use, we just mentioned it, it's social media auto posting, right? And what does that look like? Well, in this section, there's a little section right above that, and it says that was already posted. So Zan didn't even have to post it. We did it. And when I click on it, let's see if it's out there still. It looks like this, okay? It says just listed in Brantford, instant information. There's a link. This is awesome. And as I mentioned, we can post this to Twitter and your LinkedIn accounts as well. And we can post it to multiple business pages. If you've got multiple business pages in Facebook, you can post this same post to all of them. But more important than the emojis and the hashtags is that if somebody clicks on that post, it's going to drive them to this page. And as you now know, this page captures the contact information and delivers it to Zan, right? So that's kind of social media auto posting is great. Okay, that's just my 2 cents there. I like it. I will tell you it's a little bit limited in what it does because let's see here. Let me click over to Zan's business page. So right now we're on Zan's business page where he is auto posting our things there. And you'll notice that he has about 182 people who like this, okay? This means that's how many people see this page, whatever Zan puts here, right? But what you should know, and a lot of people don't know, is that only 5% of your followers will see anything you put on your page. Whether you hand typed it, you copied and pasted an article, or if you auto post it like this here, which we automatically done, only 5% of those people, of the people that follow this, are going to see this. That actually is, I'm not trying to tell you to pay Facebook to get more likes on your page. I think that's a really horrible use of money. What I am telling you is you probably should run ads. If you want thousands of people to see this and not just 10, you want to run an ad. And we're going to talk about how to create ads on this exact property in just a couple minutes, okay? But it's auto posting. It's great for a listing presentation to say, yeah, I put your listing on Facebook, I put it on Instagram, and I put it on LinkedIn and Twitter, and I even put a virtual tour on YouTube. That's basically all of the major social media platforms that you have covered automatically by listings to leads. Just connect your account and you can speak clearly and professionally to that. The next tool is the social media for the seller. And this is one that I think agents really almost have an aversion to using. As I mentioned, our goal is to get more business for our clients. And so our clients have typically been a lot of really tech savvy people, right? And what I mean by that is, I don't know, there are agents out there who build their own landing pages. Let me just say that. Let me just say that word. If you know what a landing page is, maybe it's talking about homes for sale in Toronto, and here's my landing page. Agents literally spend hours and hours and days to build that, right? And when they do, they're blown away that all they had to do was type in a word like Toronto and we would have created it automatically for them. And that's the nature of it. So why I'm telling you that long story is they're often bringing ideas to us like, hey, if we could use your tool like this, it would really help us. And this is one of those tools that was created. So it's actually called Seller Social Media Tool. We email it to you, forward the email to your client, click the forward button. And after you click the forward button, don't send it, wipe out all the instructions that we're giving to you and just give them this little piece of information here. It starts with our home is for sale and Zan Molko is our agent, right? Just use this and then have it end with the hyperlink that we auto embed. So that is all in the email. And this is what it looks like. So imagine that Zan was selling my home and he sends this email to me and he says, hey Vince, would you put that on your Facebook for us? We got it on the MLS, we're doing a bunch of stuff, but just the more people who can see this, the better it is for us, right? And you can imagine that if you click on this post, there's something there to capture a lead and develop and deliver it to Zan, right? But more importantly, like I said, we've been doing this 11 years. Our clients love us for getting leads, but they actually really prefer referrals, right? A referral from your current client, maybe from their friends and family, right? Well, who do you think they're communicating with on Facebook, right? Who do you think their friends and family are on Facebook, where they're sharing pics of their kids and their grandkids and all the food they eat and their pets. And now they're sharing that their home is for sale and that you are their realtor, right? And that's really a key thing, because this is a great pool of people to get referrals from, right? It's not a random stranger in a grocery store that your client's going to say, oh yeah, I work with Zam and he's awesome, right? No, it's going to be somebody that they know. And this way they now know your name. And as you can see, this home is just for sale. We're going to update this. When you update it and you say, hey, it's now under contract, we're going to say, hey, it's under contract. And then I'm going to show you in a little bit what it looks like when it's sold. And when it's sold, it's a straight up testimonial, basically. So that's the number 2 tool to use, right? Now, Zan, do you guys all use one CRM, or do you have all different kinds of CRMs?
Some of us, like myself, who's a clown, has about 4.
Okay.
But I would say most of us have at least 2.
That's awesome. I guess more is better. Anyway, let's say that you've got hundreds or thousands of leads in there, right? And I'd be curious if you would give me a response. Like, do any of you have like drip campaigns from CRMs that are just getting responses, getting people to call you, right? Getting people to get in touch with you.
Yeah, most of us.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know that you said you're kind of an advanced group, so I'm going to probably have to pick your brain about that. But most CRMs are just kind of like a paragraph about real estate with your name and email on it, and like, call me when you want. This is meant to be copied. Copy the code. You get the HTML code that looks like this mess here, and then take it to your CRM and paste it in as HTML, and then click a button to make it graphic. And it's talking about the same home, right? So that tool that we were looking at, if they click on that photo or on that link, they're going to become a buyer lead, right? It'll also say that will affect your home value, and we can point them to a free home value to get that, to get some idea. Now, for you in Canada, we don't have a way of getting an instant home value, but you can get an auto response that says, hey, now that I have your contact information and your address, let me pull that together and reach out to you. Then you've also got your signature down here, which is on your profile. And you can have links like this, mortgage and refinance and golden horseshoe homes for sale. These are all clickable links that you can push right in from your email and have people go to whatever direction you want to go. This I really recommend using maybe once a week in your database on any property, on any status, right? And then the last one that I want to talk about here is print marketing. It's and print is kind of old school, and you may not think that print is great, but this nearby homeowner letter is the #1 tool. Remember, I was talking about that video of the top 7 seller lead gen tools. This letter is at the top of that list, right? And it's not super sexy, it's not high tech, it's not artificial intelligence or nothing like that. It is basically saying, I am selling a home, and you can go find out about it by taking this piece of paper to your computer and going right there. Yeah, they're going to become a buyer lead if they want to learn more. But it also says, like that database tool, when it's sold, it's going to affect your home value. So it's going to lead them to another page where they could go and find out, what their home is worth. This letter, our clients door knock or mail into neighborhoods where they're selling homes. They can do it when it's just listed. They can do it when it's open house. They can do it when it's sold. This is the #1 tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. You won't get 100 leads from this. You might get 5 or 10, but those leads will convert faster than any other tool we create. Now, if we click on this link, I'm just going to kind of point on this real quickly. This points to a landing page of what is your home worth, right? And a lot of agents, you actually get a landing page in your account just like this, right? A lot of agents feel like if I take this, I get this question still every day. What's the best ad on Facebook to write to get listing leads? And honestly, I don't know. Because when I mentioned earlier that, and I sent you this link about the top 7 seller lead gen tools, at the bottom of the list, number 7 is running an ad on Facebook and driving them to a home value page. Facebook has become less and less effective in that. So writing an ad on Facebook is not something that I'm really keen on or I recommend a lot, especially with a home value page. We do have some things that we can do to generate leads, even seller leads, and I am going to show you those. I think we're going to get into that right now. So,
can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just curious, like when you showed Zan's Facebook post there, or like when your client's posting it, our home is listed.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at that and it said like plus 21 photos.
Yeah.
The one I think when you're at, can like the consumer, can they click on that or they have to sign up? Can they see any of those photos or no?
No. Now that is an automated post, and so let me show you.
Actually, no. Sorry, Vincent. I actually changed that image which you see because we have the ability to make them a bit more engaging, and I hadn't tried that plus 22. So good point, Thomas. So the system allows you to actually edit the post, and it gives you other templates. So I actually created a new post for that yesterday.
Yeah. Also, this is auto posting. You can see it says choose the tool listing landing page, right? And a listing landing page looks like this. So when you get here, if you want to see the photos, you got to click on Facebook. Now people do that pretty fast. This is our number 1 tool for getting buyers. But you can also say, you know what? I want to auto post the single property website. And now when you get to the single property website, and by the way, when they click on the Facebook button on that last page, they get dropped on this page. And this is where all the photos are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so the post that was like on, like it showed like the Facebook actual post.
Yeah.
That your client was posting themselves, wherever that one was.
Yes. Okay.
Like our home is for sale, Zan local, Harvey Callis, like that one. Yeah, so see how it says like plus 22 there?
Yeah.
So people can't actually click on and look at like 10 photos and then get directed to the landing page.
No, they're going to go straight to the landing page. Well, actually, the link is right here, right? And so if I click on this,
yep,
this is pointing to, I think it's pointing to this. Yeah. So they can't see the 22 photos until they do that. And
then they have to click on Facebook now?
Yeah. And
no, or they can use their email.
Yeah. When they click on that, you're going to have their name and email, and they get dropped on this, which is where all the photos.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
So, but that's because we're auto posting this. And I want to point out that you can say, hey, I want to auto post this tool so that when they land here, they're automatically looking at stuff, right? And they don't have to sign it, right? That's just a setting that you control. So instead of pointing to the listing landing page that has one big image, this has all the details. Does that make sense? So you can post either of these. Is that one clear?
Yeah, that one makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you do with listings. Okay. I will point out. I'm going to log out of. I'm going to log out of this. I'm actually logged in as a like an admin, so there's just a higher level. I'm going to log into my account and show you some other things that you're going to need to know about. And I'll log in here. So that's how you manage your listings. We talked about, kind of setting up your profile. I definitely recommend going through this wizard here. When you come in, finish setting up your profile, You won't be able to import listings. Yeah, but this will kind of connect your social media here. But what I want you to notice is that we have a landing page section, and landing pages can be pretty important because you can create your own, but we've also created some right off the, those ones with the stars are sitting in your account waiting for you. And you can customize these. You can customize the boxes and the text. You can customize the picture in the background. And you can basically, a landing page is a 1 or 2, page website that only captures contact information. We will give you the other information, but you need to kind of give us your name and email to get that. So if that's part of your thought process, and this can be really effective in, I think, more niche, if you have a particular niche, right? If you're handling a certain kind of clientele, if you're selling a particular development or neighborhood, if you focus on horse properties, if you focus on waterfront properties or golf course properties, like certain niche things, landing pages work pretty well. And if you want to create a landing page, you can just say, I want to add a new landing page for buyers or one for sellers, and just type in where you want it, like Toronto, and click add landing page, and from there you're going to be able to customize it. So landing pages are cool. We have a lot there. But also the big deal is this new ads tab. And so when you come to this page, you'll notice that there's a lot of stuff on mine, and that's because I use this. When you first come here, there'll be a big blue button right in the middle that says connect to Facebook. There's even a little 2-minute video that shows you the steps of what you're about to do. And basically, you're going to click on Facebook. You're going to continue as your personal name. The next page will be what business page do you want, and then save it and click OK, and you're done. And then you come back here. You're dropped here, but none of this will be here because you haven't run an ad here. But these 3 green buttons will be here, and that's what I want to talk about now. If you have a listing in your account, even if you've got a listing that's like coming soon, like Zan was saying, you could click this button that says create a listing ad. And you could choose that listing right here, right? You want to leave it right here on lead ads. Whatever you know about Facebook, just leave it on the default settings. Click create an ad. And this will take you, now I don't know if you run ads on Facebook, this is basically Facebook software that we have taken and stripped down for realtors, right? There are only 3 things you need to do. Click create a form, and then publish form here. I need to take a picture of this. Let me see, can I do that? I gotta remember to do that. Anyway, this is the form that pops up on your ads. It's created by Facebook. It is pre-populated with a full name, email, and phone number. We all have our full name, email, and phone number in Facebook. We just need that to access our own accounts, right? So that form is super powerful. This is our clients or consumers are no longer typing in their information. It's just there. You also have to type in the location, right? The city. Maybe update the radius if you want to be reaching out further, and then click publish. Now we put it as $35 for 7 days, and that would be for just marketing a home, right? 35 bucks. Now, if you know anything about Facebook, you know that it's a pay-per-click is what it is. So every time somebody clicks on an ad, they chew off a little bit of your $35. Now, I don't know about Canadian cost per click. In the US, it's around $1, okay, for buyer leads. So if you're marketing a home and you put 35 bucks on it, you're probably going to get 30 to 35 leads, buyer leads with phone numbers from this exercise. So create the form, put in the location, confirm your budget, and click publish, okay? And let me explain this a little bit to you, because I don't know what you know about Facebook, so I'm pretty sure you have a good sense of it. But a lot of people don't know that this right here in Facebook is the news feed, right? This is where we see everything that our friends and family are talking about, right? And right here is where this ad shows up. So as people are scrolling through, they don't have to like your business page. They don't have to know you personally. They have to be within 30 miles of whatever town you've written. And then they will see that. They will see this post, and you notice it says learn more. I don't know if you can see it, it says learn more. That will be right here where it says share. And then when they click on that, if they want to click on that because they want more information, that's when this form pops up. And this form, as I mentioned, is pre-populated with name, phone number, and email. This has been incredibly successful. This is a great way to market homes. You can market it when it's coming soon. You can market it again when it's just listed. You can market it again when it's open house. Do you guys do open houses? I don't know what's happening really in Canada with COVID and all that. Well, also, if you market...
Not right now. We're not.
Okay.
We're not doing them right now. They're banned.
Got it. Okay.
And if I never do another one in my career, I'm okay with that.
I think about 5 years ago, there was this article. It was kind of went on for a week or two from NAR, talking about you should never hold an open house for your clients because they're just a waste of your time. And I can sort of agree with that unless you were using our system, because the tools that we create for open house generate dozens of leads, buyers and sellers. All you got to do is save the open house. So if one day you guys start doing that again, you want to talk about it, I'll show you what it is. But another thing to think about, you know, we leverage listings. We think you should market them multiple times. I mentioned the newsletter, right? I mentioned the newsletter, and I mentioned the sellers tool for social media. But when you market the same home as sold, we are not looking for buyer leads anymore. Our form is different. We're looking for seller leads now, okay? So when a home is pending or under contract, it's still a good time to market it, especially because you can market it for 20 bucks as under contract. People are going to know you're doing things, you're selling things. But probably in your market, 2,000 or 3,000 people will see that one $20 ad, right? So just building your brand, and then of course capturing seller leads is a smart thing to do. So the other thing about how to create ads is you can create landing page ads, which I mentioned here. So if you've got custom landing pages or you're using any of ours, you can use them. But this is an important new addition. It says create PDF ad report. We have 22 PDF reports created on a lot of topics for buyers and for sellers. So you got to ask yourself, who do you want to talk to? Do you want to talk to more buyers or do you want to talk to more sellers, right? And then choose the PDF report you want to go with and click create ad. Now what happens in this one is when they click learn more, we present them with a page to download the PDF report. It's got your team logo, it's got your contact information, your photo in it, it's branded to you, and it's written well. We wrote these in-house. So we're confident that these are, they're not super deep because, we're using them all over the country and other parts of the world, but they're definitely effective and high level enough, and they start the conversation. So all you got to do again is create the form, type in your town, and publish, right? And this time they can download a free report, and there you go, right? That's how it works. Like I said, it's all of these. The thing about the new form is all of these things are designed to capture leads with phone numbers, and that's what's getting our clients very excited, because it's much easier to convert leads if you can at least text them or call them, or it's just easier. So like I said, there are all kinds of reports. It doesn't take you very long to run an ad, and choose the topic that you want to get out there, and run a $20 or $30 ad. So I'm going to give you my high level ad strategy for Facebook, because I get this question a lot, and I don't know you know, what your businesses are like. You're all different agents. So I'm going to give you just my base case level of what I tell anybody, right? And that is you should have a $200 a month Facebook ad budget. You should separate that into 8 ads every month. One should be about a listing, right? And you could do that by create a listing ad, right? It could be in any status, under contract, for sale, coming soon, sold, right? Any status. But when you run it for 4 days and make it a $20 ad. So that's 20 bucks, right? Every week. So I told you the default is 35, but I'm going to say 20. And it now gives me this red message because that's too little money for it. Facebook wants you to spend $5 a day minimally. So if I change it to 20, I'm going to be okay, right? So what I'm saying is run a $20 4-day ad once a week about any listing. Like I said, $20 ad in your market will be seen by 2,000 to 3,000 people. You see it sponsored here by Listings to Leads. Yours is going to be sponsored by your business page. So it's great for your brand, right? Now, on the weekend or later in the week, maybe on Thursday or Friday, create a landing page ad or create a PDF report ad. Your choice, whatever you want. But make that a $30 ad and maybe just make it for 3 or 4 days. So that's 20 plus 30 is $50. There's usually 4 weeks every month, so that's $200 a month. For that, your brand, your office page is going to be seen 15 to 20,000 times. This is good. It's a good way to build your brand for your business page, just to let people know that you're a realtor. To be seen that many times is great. But people are going to click on those. You're probably going to wind up with 100 to 200 leads. Now you can change what ads you run, and so you would get more buyers or sellers or this or that. But that's kind of my message. The only time I tell people to increase that budget is if you have more listings. If you have 5 listings or 10 listings, you should be running maybe 2 or 3 ads every week about a listing, and then continue to do PDF report ads and landing page ads. Mix it up, because you're basically telling the market you do a lot of things in real estate, right? And you're able to give them reports on just a lot of different topics, and you become the authority. And that's really the case of building your brand. So it's great for brand building, and it's great for capturing leads. Just no doubt about it. So I'm going to jump over because I was in your account earlier and I couldn't show you this. Remember I said that there's a tool for the sellers, and that you should definitely use this. And I said when the home is sold, our call to actions change, right? So this is the same tool for the seller's social media. If you just toggle, if you update the status to sold, we're going to email this tool automatically to you. And I'm going to copy it and put it on my wall so that you can see this. And then you'll kind of understand why I keep saying that this is a really useful tool. One, it's definitely, it's not like a paid ad on Facebook. A paid ad expires, right? It goes away. But imagine that I put this here and I said, hey, Zan is my realtor and we're selling my house. Well, one day, one of my friends or family and colleagues like Zan, right? Zan doesn't like Facebook, doesn't want to be hanging out there and wasting time there. And I totally understand that. And there are many people like that. And then one day they log in and they go, oh, my friend or my relative sold their home. And that's interesting because I like their home or I own a home and I'm just kind of interested. But the nice thing about this post is that it would say, Zan, at your office, we want to recommend you for doing an excellent job. And here's your phone number and email so that all my friends and family and colleagues on Facebook can see this and know that you are the person that helped me, right? So there would be a handful of tools, maybe just listed, maybe coming soon, maybe under contract, and maybe sold. But it's the sold one that actually is like a testimonial. It's got your contact information. It doesn't disappear like an ad. It stays there. And our clients have often come in and said, why am I getting listing leads? And I'm not running ads. I'm not doing any of the other things. What they don't realize is that they've been using this tool, and it pushes the consumer, in this case, your client, friends, and family and colleagues, to this page where they can see all the photos, right? But because this home is sold, we're not looking for buyers. We don't think people that are looking at sold properties are buyers. So we're trying to, in this case, get contact information on their home to help them get a home value. And that's one of the major differences of listings leads than any other company. We think you should be marketing your listings multiple times. If you want to grow your business, like I mentioned at the beginning of the call, and that guy went from 5 to 20 million, it's going to take a few tools, and it's going to take consistently using them. You might just say, hey, I want to turn on social media auto posting and have this awesome thing go out there. A lot of our clients do. It looks good. It's a great talking point. It will capture leads, but it won't change, your business in the way that, other people are using it. So there's the tools that I've shown you are the tools that actually that guy Dustin Fox uses. And it's the tools that most of our clients are trying to get their arms around. They are created automatically. We can post some of them for you automatically. The print letter, which is the #1 tool for seller leads, well, we generate it automatically, but we can't mail it for you. So that one, you're going to have to scratch your head and put a plan together for that. So that's kind of my story. I mean, I could keep going, but why don't I open it up for questions? And one last thing, on the dashboard up here, this is where our calendar is for, sorry, where we've got a new marketing person here. We've got some really weird marketing thumbnails going on. Anyway, we have live training classes a couple times a week. And actually, I have one starting in 8 minutes. So you should definitely join us for a few of those. I think if you get on a few live classes, I'm going to send you this recording. And I'm happy, Zan, if we need to have a follow-up call to maybe help people get more into it, happy to do that, right? So are there any questions for you?
Vincent, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you should spend up $200 roughly a month on, I think you said 4 items or 4 things. One was your listings.
Yeah.
I think the other one was even the sold listing. That was a good one to run it on.
Yeah.
What was the other 2 items? Conditionally sold or? No.
On your, condition sold, you could do that. Basically, any status that you can run an ad on, which when I click create listing ads here, it's going to show me all my listings. Anyone you want, run a 24-day ad. Okay. And then on the weekends or later in the week, run a landing page ad or a PDF report ad.
Okay, so you said landing page ad.
Yeah. And so the 3 buttons that are here, these are what you need to kind of rotate through.
Okay.
Right. 1 listing ad and then 1 of these other 2 every week. That's 2 ads a week, 8 ads a month.
Okay.
Thousands of people are going to be seeing your business page.
All right. Sounds good.
On an administrative question, Vincent, so 2 of us accounts switch over today.
Yes.
When you went into the back end of ours, it had my name in all of the broker fields. As you know, we're all from different brokerages. Are people going to be able to put their brokers in place of my name?
No.
Okay. Could that be?
You might have to put a period there to get your name out of there, but they can put their company name on their profile. That's probably what you're after.
So could that be called the Star Group rather than Zan Malco or not?
Yes, but it will double up because the Star Group will be seen in 2 different places. Like,
okay, so
why don't you look at the tools? Because that name where you see your name, it's almost invisible. You can't even see it on the consumer.
Okay, perfect. All right.
It's just a placeholder for us. We know these.
We know who it is, right? So my account is running obviously, and I won't see any change. It should be seamless when the account goes through.
Yes.
Same with Dale. He's
Yes.
not with us today. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. And then I have one personal request if nobody else has any questions. I've had to cease my Facebook advertising because I changed brokerages in December. And I went onto Facebook to change my company name. And as of yesterday, I've done it 7 times and they're still showing my old company name. That's the brokerage. Do you have any contact at Facebook or an email when I can seek some help? I've Googled, I've spoken to some of our local gurus, and to no avail. It's a mystery.
Let me look, Zan. I think we've spoken to Facebook once or twice in all these years. And they're not a responsive group. Let me talk to a couple of people on my team. If they have any contact, I'll send it over.
Yeah, even if it's an email, because I can't figure this out. Why I changed the name, it says your name is being changed, allow 3 days for approval.
Yeah.
It's now 3 and a bit months. And it still shows up. So I feel very strange advertising, and it goes under my old brokerage.
Yes, I understand. That's really weird. But I don't.
Also,
Yes.
Vincent, my next question is, right now I'm doing the ad clicks through Agent Locator.
Yeah.
I'm getting people, my existing clients on Facebook are saying to me they're tired of seeing it. Can I switch in this and remove and stop spending that money there and move it over here?
Yeah, just the way that I had shown you. Yeah, I don't know the company you're referring to.
Agent Locator, they run our websites. Most of us on group, some of us, I say a good percentage of us have Agent Locator websites.
Okay, so yeah, I mean they may have how do you say maybe their ads are just always the same look.
It's the same look all the time.
Yeah, and that's not good. And so all of our ads, as I was going through them, they're all a different look because we know that you can't do that in an ad. You have to kind of change it up.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discontinue that and use this one instead, which will give it a switch up, a change from running it for the last 3-4 years or whatever, how long I've been running it.
Yeah. Okay.
Now the link, go ahead.
Well, I do want to kind of say that I do have a class starting for our whole client base in 3 minutes. So
no worries. You got to. I know you have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
You've got the list that you put in the chat that we click on that and then we go in there, but we do not do a trial. We just set up our profile and go from there.
Yeah. So you should have an email coming to you in just a few minutes. If not, if you haven't received it already, that tells you to log in.
Okay, I just received it.
And that's just go to the top right and log in and start setting up your profile.
All right, so Zan, you need to get this out to the group so they don't go in and try to start a trial for the ones that aren't. Just a reminder.
Well, yeah, I have to run also right after this meeting, but what I'll offer the group is I'm willing to lead a introductory session to get you started, and I can send that out to the group, and we can have like a mini mastermind of our own and try and get Dale on because he's pretty proficient as well. And then when we get to kind of a few weeks under our belt, if we need any specialized training, then Vincent, we could come and chat to you.
Sounds good. Okay, everybody.
Really appreciate the intro. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Keep safe.